Hello, it's Brian again. Well, here I am back at the beginning of the Firebreak. Here's hoping to not have a bunch of people out today. So I did feature this area in a couple of videos last Sunday. One of them was a short 3.5 minute clip, and the other one was a spotlight on trees, shrubs video on the Eastwood Manzanita. So, I was saying during that short video, the 3-minute video, that it gets overgrown at a certain point. So I'll keep following this up. See where that point is. But I think what I was doing is I was going that way. So this is very open over here. So I remember being a pretty easily hiked Firebreak. Look at these guys here. These are foothill aspens. These leafless small trees, large shrubs. This is Fraxin's dipetala. It's actually related to those huge ash trees in the eastern U.S. and the ones that live in Europe that people use for baseball bats. The wood is very hard on them. Whoops. These are the little seed keys. So just like any regular ash, you got those little seed keys. I was reading on a website that I think it was Orange County Natural History. I love that site because they have pictures of our native flora in Orange County, where I am right now. However, for some reason, they said that foothill ash, or also called California ash or chaparral ash, a bunch of different names for it, it's not related to true ash. That is not true. Foothill ash is an ash. It's not just related to the ashes. It is an ash. It's very much an ash. It's in the genus Fraxinus, like true ashes are. So if you do check out that site, there's a lot of great information, and they for the most part put the location of where they took the picture for the shrubs and trees they voucher. Just don't mind what they say about California ash or foothill ash not being related to true ash. It very much is an ash. So this is a Firebreak right out here. Beautiful Firebreak. We got some old blue curls here. And right now, I can't tell you whether this is parish blue curls or woolly blue curls. I just can't tell you because I don't see them in bloom. These are the old blossoms from previous years. See, I would look at this thinking this might be parish blue curls because you can see the little stalks leading up to where the flowers were. But then again, those stalks are old, so if they had hairiness, they might have come off. So it could be parish or woolly blue curls. I'll have to come back when it's in blossom to really be able to tell you. But here's the Firebreak I was telling you about. It opens up pretty nicely. What I was going to do, I was going to follow it, just follow it as far as I can, because this is a very, very beautiful area. I did this one back in 2014 when I was taking pictures, but I didn't shoot video back then. So this is the time to get out here and show you. Like I said, I'm a little disappointed that I'm not going to be doing that Hot Springs Canyon hike I really wanted to try. But right now, I'm going to play it safe and make some phone calls before trying to do something of that sort. So this is where the Firebreak kind of gets a little overgrown. I remember it does that a few times in the area. We got a nice little young foothill ash right here. Again, very much, these are very much true ashes in every sense. They just don't become large trees like Fraxinus americana, Fraxinus pennsylvanica, Fraxinus excelsior, those type of ashes, which are white, green, and European ashes respectively. They don't become 100-foot trees like some of those can, but they're usually large shrubs, small trees. I mean, there's another type of ash that grows here in the Santa Ana range, but you'd have to be deep in canyons to find that one. I mean, that's Fraxinus velutina, the Arizona or velvet ash. And that one tends to be a larger plant. But here, in a lot of the ones I've seen here in the Santa Anas are kind of small, but they can become 50-foot trees. Yeah. Yeah, this is the old Firebreak. This is so beautiful over here. This is incredible. This is gorgeous over here. I love this. I'm loving this. Look at this, man. Chamise. You got scrub oak. You got toyon, sugar bush or sugar sumac. I prefer to call it sugar sumac because it is a sumac. Always loved calling it sugar sumac. Got Bursley cercocarpus. I think we got Ceanothus oleganthus up here. Could be tomentosus. I still have not figured out how to separate those two, Ceanothus tomentosus and Ceanothus oleganthus. So it's a little overgrown over here. Maybe a little more overgrown than I remember it, but it's been years since I've been over here, so. Look at this. I am looking out for poison oak because sometimes poison oak can sneak in the understory of chaparral too. So far, so lucky. More Eastwood Manzanita, of course. Check out my last week's episode of Spotlight on Trees. Okay, the Firebreak starts opening up pretty soon. We'll get out of the shrubs a little bit. I love this. Yeah, I remember the first time I went out here, I was really enjoying it. And again, oh yeah, Eastwood Manzanita. Pale silk tassel. Had to check the underside of the leaves. If it's very hairy on the underside of leaves, it's likely going to be canyon silk tassel, Garryavici. That was Garrya flavescens that I just checked out. Because both are known to live here in the Santa Ana mountains. I think here in the Santa Anas I've only seen Garrya flavescens. And it can be quite common up here. Of course, I did a spotlight 2 weeks ago on that, chaparral yucca. Oh, this one seems to be a multiple rosette former. I was under the impression that the ones here in Orange County and San Diego County were single rosettes. That one's got a little cespitose form right there too. I guess they do multiple rosette forms here. It's a very gently undulating Firebreak. So when you get to these little summits here, you should get some really good views. Okay. On my first clip, I was talking about hiking from San Juan Trailhead A, and I was mentioning hiking to Sugarloaf. Well, here you have it. It's got these two here. Left, Sugarloaf Peak, 3,227. And right here on the right, Old Sugarloaf at 3,326. That was a pretty tough hike. I wouldn't say it was the hardest hike, not by far, but on that hike it requires a lot of up and down. Nice chunk of your trail is going to be going downhill at the beginning, and then you're going to be going up and down pretty much basically on the other side of these ridges here. And then there's a use trail, short one going up to Sugarloaf Peak, but at the top there's like a class 4 rock climb, which, not being a rock climber, I omitted. And then the trail to get up there is mostly very steep class 1 with occasional minor class 2. You know, you have to hop over a few rocks here and there, but one thing about the use trail going up to Sugarloaf, it's very short. It's steep, but it's short, and you're up there before you know it. However, going up Old Sugarloaf, the use trail goes on and on and on and on and on. It's a very long use trail, and it's very steep, gaining good few to several hundred feet. So now, one thing I remember about this area here is that you get some really good perspectives of the area. That's why, you know, I do a lot of filming here in the Blue Jay Campground area, but I don't like to just show the same spots over and over and over a million times. Well, I kind of do, I guess you could say I kind of do actually, but I like to come out to different spots. And see, here's Los Pinos Peak. I was going to try, I want to see if I can get a good view. It's kind of hard to see over the chaparral, but I believe this is the canyon right here. This canyon right here. I was going to try to hike at least part way up it to get to some of those conifers over there. Looking at Google Earth, there are quite a few spots of big cone Douglas fir over there, and I've always been fascinated by that tree, and I always will be. I think it's an incredible tree, and I love being around it. So if I can get to it, I want to do so. But like I said, it's just kind of hard because I don't want to do anything stupid or anything, you know, that could be illegal. Right now, that area, I don't know if really, to be honest, that sign is there and it should have been taken down, because as far as I know, that area is open according to the closure map on the Cleveland National Forest website. But I don't know, I really wanted to get to some of those trees over there. So now we're taking a really sketchy dip right, well, not sketchy, it's just rocky dip right here to a saddle. I'm going to climb up to that little peak right there. It's a little summit. It's probably got maybe about, whoa, watch your step here, it's a little slippery. It's like it's got maybe about 80 feet of prominence. Kamaya fasciata. It's the rentet. Always love the sound of that bird. Always love that sound. Always loved the sound of that. Ever since I was a kid. Back when I was a kid, I didn't really know what kind of bird it was. But that's definitely the chirpy call of the rentet. So now we're going to do this climb up to this peak right here. Maybe at the saddle, maybe I'll get a better view. I wanted to show you kind of what the canyon looks like from above, because it looks like there might be some passable areas. Because once I leave the use trail down in Hot Springs Canyon, I'm going to be climbing off trail, unless there's a use trail that goes up it, which I very highly doubt. So I'm probably going to be climbing up cross country completely off trail, which I usually don't do too much here in the Santa Anas, because considering this is a relatively low, mostly very low mountain range, you're gonna be in poison oak territory. I don't know if I'm going to get any views from the saddle. Like I said, it's quite mature chaparral down here. Hasn't burnt in quite a while. It's very mature chaparral. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to get a perspective on that saddle, because it's actually going to close in. It's going to become a little minor bushwhack over here. Make sure there's no poison oak sticking out here. Oh wow, it's quite overgrown here. Wow. I said I'm looking down in the understory, checking, making sure. I mean, I gotta change of pants, change of shoes, change of shirt, and socks in the car, just in case. Like I said, I was planning on doing that cross-country hike. So yeah, well, chaparral's really tall and thick over here. Oh, gorgeous! Look at that huge manzanita. Oh wow, oh wow. This is why I like these little adventures. I think that's an Eastwood. That's got to be an Eastwood Manzanita. Let's see if I can get underneath the chemise. So sometimes chaparral can get so mature that sometimes you can crawl under it a little bit. Not without getting scraped a little bit, of course. Look at this. Just got to make sure it's actually an Eastwood. Oh yeah, this is totally an Eastwood Manzanita. This is a nice one. Wow. This is beautiful over here. Look at this. Eastwood and Big Bear are the only type that are found in this general vicinity of the Santa Ana range. Alright, time to bushwhack a little bit. Then we got some sugar sumac, Rus ovata. I don't know what's going on, but I've noticed lots of sugar sumacs here in Southern California have been experiencing, looks like a fire blight or something, where you see like several of the branches and twigs turn brown and dry up. So I'm trying to do research as to what's going on with the sugar sumac, but I haven't found any real information about it. I'm wondering if the sugar sumac is experiencing a fire blight or something of that sort. Kind of makes me a little worried. Kind of makes me a little worried, because sugar sumac is a very important and very, very beautiful, attractive shrub. Very important part of our chaparral community here in Southern California. So I would hate to see something happen to the population of it up here. This is quite a little bit of a bushwhack. I've seen much worse, trust me. I've seen much worse. And you've probably seen it on my videos. If you watched any of my other videos, you've probably seen some of the bushwhacking I've done. Okay. There's another lobed scrub oak. Beautiful. Okay, I got to do a little minor scrounging around here. All right. Trying to be careful not to break any of the shrubs either. Well, I'm approaching the 20-minute mark, so I'm gonna call it a wrap for clip number 2. and I will start clip number 3 right away. So I'll see you in clip number 3. So I'm getting close to the little summit here.